everyone. So this review is for Charity Case by Jean Copeland. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog, the details are in the post. And this is the video review. So Charity Case by Jean Copeland. This was super exciting and equally sweet at the same time. Ellie and Lindsay are kind of immediately attracted to one another. Lindsay's returned home to Connecticut. She's had a bit of gambling addiction ruin her life type scenario in Los Angeles. It's really blown things apart for her, and they end up working together at this homeless shelter, which gives them the opportunity to get to know each other better, and then leads to a relationship. But there's then Lindsay finds herself in a situation where she's got a tough decision to make, and if she makes the wrong decision, or yeah, I don't even know if it's about her making the wrong decision, but the consequences of her decision could mean that she could go to jail, and as a result, she doesn't hesitate in trying to prove to Ellie that she's a good person, but she hasn't necessarily thought it all through either, as to how it's happened. So there was a lot of uncertainty for Lindsay in this story, and it was just such a brilliant idea for a story. It really was. Lindsay's not a criminal, but she's done wrong, and that meant it was packed with lots of fun moments, because despite all that Lindsay had been through, with Ellie, they were doing good and they were having a great time doing it. And it was quite the shock from the life we were learning that Lindsay had previously had. And she convinced me very, very quickly that she was on the right path to recovery, and she never wanted to fall back into her destructive ways or her past. But all that willing was absolutely depicted perfectly, with the balance that addiction's hard. It doesn't matter what your addiction is. It's one thing I really admired. Like, Jean really focused on the fact that Lindsay was struggling to fight her addiction, and in that she did stumble and she did struggle with it. And I loved how Ellie, as a social worker, was kind of best placed to help her through it, but again didn't really know everything. So without spoilers, when Lindsay did what she did to try and prove to Ellie that she had changed and she wasn't selfish, it did nearly backfire on her, and Ellie reacted in the most understandable sort of way. She was upset, and I was actually really pleased when she finally sort of tried to understand everything from Lindsay's point of view and gave her another chance. It did take some convincing, but it and maybe a little bit of time apart to figure that out, but it was worth it. It was really worth it. And so I loved how, like, I just had so much fun. I really did have so much fun reading this. I can't explain it, and I don't feel like the review's doing much justice for it. It was so funny without being humorous, and you can't say too much without too many spoilers to totally ruin it. So I highly recommend it, and I hope you will take a chance on it. It's a great story. It's very entertaining, and I loved it so much, and I hope you will too. It's got a brilliant title, it's got brilliant characters, and it really was a lot of fun. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can grab a copy of Charity Case by Jean Copeland, which I really, really hope you will. If you've read Charity Case, I would really love to know what you thought of it. So please do comment and let us know, because it's always great to find out what you loved about a story. And if you haven't read it yet, but you're planning to read it, it's on your to read list, or you're now super intrigued and thinking, yeah, I want to read that, then again, please do let us know, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading. And if you do read it, really, really hope you enjoy it. Bye.